Today, this is the female protagonist of our story. In his past life, he was ignorant and made a lot of mistakes. First, there was a man who loved him very much, but he hurt that man. You see, his hair turned white from anger, did you notice? In her previous life, she had a good friend who helped her, but she ended up cheating her and making her lose everything. Of course, it doesn't mean that he is evil. He once helped a little boy who came to repay his kindness. So, when he comes into this world in this life, the first person he meets is that man. He doesn't know why he loves this man so much. He just wants to be good to him. Is there anyone like that in this world? Someone who, no matter how badly they treat you, you still want to be good to them because you feel like you owe them. Is there anyone like that where no matter how you treat them, they always treat you well because they feel like they owe you, because you owe him? There is no such person who will treat you well no matter how badly you treat him because he owes you. So when he falls in love with this man and that man hurts him, that's the setup of the game. It's destined to happen. In this world, how the people we meet treat us is often predetermined. But even though this is destined, how you choose to play this game is still in your hands. The greatest gift God has given you is free will. Can this little girl choose to never forgive that man again? Living in this kind of sad pain, I lie down and never trust anyone again. I am stuck at this level and won't go any further. Is that right? Or he might not even believe in everyone he meets and could end up committing suicide. Even if she killed the man, committed suicide, and died, she would start over again in the next life by killing the man, who would be shot and would continue to start over in the next life. Here is a message for you. If a problem recurs in your life, it proves that you have not passed the test. A woman married 3 times faces abuse. Divorce won't help. It's like switching pools without knowing how to swim. Pointless, as you haven't passed this level. He harbors hatred, which will manifest, bringing another deceiver. This man hurt him, and he hates that man deeply. He can't move on. He didn't commit suicide, and he didn't kill anyone else, but he can't let go of that man. He harbors immense hatred for him in his heart. It will manifest a second man into his life who will deceive him. He will manifest a third man in his life who will deceive him. Actually, these 2 people have no real connection to him. They are just projections of that man. So you often find that after marrying this man, you notice he starts to look more and more like your ex-husband, even having the same expression when he gets angry. Actually, these 2 people have no real connection to him. They are just projections of that man. So you often find that after marrying this man, you notice he starts to look more and more like your ex-husband, even having the same expression when he gets angry. The expression after getting angry is all too familiar, because he is just a projection of those 2 people. So how does he get through this level? By forgiving that person, forgiving the one you least want to forgive. Forgiving him is about freeing yourself. When he lets go of his hatred for that man, both of those men disappear. This woman has moved from the first level of the game to the second level. Then he met a really good business partner, and they started to work together, making a lot of money. Oh, but in the end, that partner swindled him out of all his money. Can he choose to chase after debts for a lifetime, stuck at the second level? Tangping, the bug has given up on everything, right? Did he commit suicide? Did he kill himself and die, only to continue playing from the second level in the next life? Death doesn't solve any problems. Don't think that dying will make everything go away. It really doesn't help at all. I'm telling you, in all religions, suicide is punished the most severely. You have no right. Since Buddhism teaches not to kill, then, if you kill yourself, aren't you a part of life too? Right or wrong? Killing yourself is the greatest betrayal to yourself, the greatest betrayal to the Tao, and the biggest provocation to heaven. So what should we do? Learn and let go of hatred. A billionaire lost everything in a lawsuit with a friend. He kept suing, lost everything, and his wife left. I told him, if you had let it go and focused on other businesses, you could have made billions. Forgive the person who cheated you. He's actually helping you. Be grateful. He helped pay your debts, took on your illnesses, and your bad luck. If you understand, raise your hand. After forgiving, he met his soulmate who helped him make a comeback. They lived happily together. Forgive the person who cheated you out of your money. He's actually helping you. You should be grateful to him, because he helped you pay off your debts, took on the illnesses you were supposed to have, and took on the bad luck that was meant for you. If you understand, raise your hand. After he forgave him, he moved on to the third level and met his soulmate. This man loved him immensely and helped him make a comeback. From then on, they lived very happily together. If you truly understand what I am saying, please kindly raise your hand. Come here. If you still don't understand, After this explanation, let me draw you a picture. Please come up to the whiteboard. If you understand this picture, then you've been studying Buddhism for 49 years and still haven't grasped it. But just by looking at this picture, bam, you'll instantly get it. So it turns out that back in the day, Siddhartha Gautama, seeing a star in person, I realized that what I understood was that this is what the concept of dependent origination and emptiness is all about. Cause and effect. Reap what you sow. Cause determines the effect, and the effect determines the relationship, which can also be understood as a kind of karma. You have hurt someone before. This is called bad karma. You have helped someone before. This is called good karma. Good karma transforms into a relationship at the moment you are reborn. This kind of relationship is called a benefactor. Bad karma also transforms into a relationship at the moment of your rebirth. This is called a troublemaker. Why did the Buddha say that everyone can achieve something and that anyone can become a Buddha? What does it mean that all things arise from conditions and are empty? Where does this emptiness come from? Didn't we say that if we empty our karma, we can attain enlightenment and become a Buddha? Yeah. Well, I want to tell you that at the moment of birth, everyone is actually a Buddha. Because at the moment of his birth, his karma has already been cleared and transformed into a relationship. The cause is your thinking, your thoughts, and your intentions, which are also empty. The result is also empty, and it's up to you to fill it in. The outcome of life is entirely determined by yourself. Life is like a fill-in-the-blank question. The only thing that is certain is the relationship. It's about what kind of people we will encounter in this lifetime. Whether they are our benefactors or our troublemakers, this is destined. Some people say, oh, but good people don't get good rewards. Plant good seeds. He can't get the results of the war. Hey, so good, why can't he get the good results? Because there is something called a circle in the middle. This saying means that only by planting good causes can we create good relationships to receive good results. Fire. Just imagine, if we plant melons, can we get melons? If we plant beans, can we get beans? It's not guaranteed. We might end up with nothing at all. Have you ever planted melons and ended up with nothing? You planted melons, and your cause is the seeds. So what is the relationship? It's the water, soil, fertilizer, sunlight, and photosynthesis that the seed needs to grow into fruit. That's what we call the relationship. You need the seeds to plant, and you also need the so-called relationships that help the melon grow in order to get the fruit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Raise your hand. So I want to tell everyone here today, don't create new karma. And by settling your old karma, each of you can achieve the 5th level of Buddhahood in this lifetime. So how do you do that? It's simple. How do others treat you? It's his karma. How do you treat others? It's yours too. Every person you meet in this world is destined to cross your path. What's the biggest difference between someone who is enlightened and someone who isn't? It's whether you feel hurt when you encounter a scammer. Do you feel hurt when someone betrays you? But the enlightened person, they don't feel hurt. Not only do they not feel hurt, but they also feel excited. Their blood rushes through their body in an instant because they know they are getting closer to the truth. One stone is trampled by thousands of people, while another stone is placed before the incense altar with countless people bowing down to it. It's just like that Buddha statue. Normally, it's worshipped while I'm being stepped on. The Buddha statue then said, you only received 1 cut, but I've been cut 1,000 times. If you want to become a Buddha, the Buddha statue said, you only received 1 cut, but I've been cut 1,000 times. If you want to become a Buddha, you have to cut away all your greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt piece by piece. Only then can the true self be manifested. Only then can you become a Buddha. But I want to tell you, it was very painful back then. But it's precisely because of these hardships that we have today. Take a look at the life of the Buddha. The Buddha once helped this person. Buddha once harmed this person. The Buddha once harmed this person. The Buddha once helped this person. The Buddha once harmed this person. The Buddha's 49 years of teaching were all about this. You're still here. There was a person who treated the Buddha well, and the Buddha accepted that kindness so that karma was resolved. Then this person harmed the Buddha, but the Buddha accepted that harm, and that karma was also resolved. This person treated the Buddha well again, and the Buddha accepted his kindness, so that karma was resolved again. Then this person harmed the Buddha once more, and the Buddha accepted it, and that karma was resolved as well, right up to the last night. The Buddha had to take a detour to go to their house to give a lecture. After the lecture, said, Buddha, you spoke so well. I specially prepared a dish for you. Stir-fried mushrooms. The Buddha took one look and knew that the mushroom was poisonous. He said, you can't serve this dish to anyone else. Just give it all to me. So the Buddha ate the mushroom, and after finishing it, he started to feel a stomach ache. He realized he had been poisoned and knew his time was coming. He then called all his disciples over. The best meals were the first one. After years of kushu, intense practice, without success, that meal enlightened me. The second meal today lets me become a Buddha and attain nirvana. Be grateful to him for helping me achieve Buddhahood. The second meal is today's meal. He made me become a Buddha. He made me attain nirvana. He made me complete. Not only can you not retaliate against him, you should be grateful to him, because it was he who made me achieve Buddhahood. I once harmed her, and in this life, I'm here to repay her. Only after I finish this chapter can I become a Buddha and achieve the fruit of my practice. You know, by the time I got to this part, this person was already in tears. In the end, he once again bowed to the Buddha as his teacher, and the Buddha accepted him, closing that chapter. The Buddha's body died, but the enlightened Buddha is eternal. Seeking me in form misses the Tathagata. Seeing emptiness reveals it, said the Buddha. So the Buddha said, if you seek me through the physical form, you will see me as a person walking the wrong path, and will not be able to see the Tathagata. But if you see that all forms are empty, then you see the Tathagata. When you see the Tathagata, it's not just Shakyamuni. That person is your true nature. Your true nature is the Buddha. Each one of you is a Buddha. The Buddha is an awakened being, while sentient beings are Buddhas who have yet to awaken. Once you clear away all your karma, the true Buddha will manifest. This is the life of the Buddha.